Somebody made a voodoo doll of me. Ah! Eee! Ah! Ah! Somebody doesn't like me. And the spooky cells are coming through. So let me do this really quickly. This is Voo Doo. This is a game that's really fun to play. It's a party game. Let me show you how it works.
Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews. Have you ever wondered what games you should sell or you should use? Find out here at Purge Reviews. Find out on our top 10 list what games you cannot miss. Don't forget to subscribe to Purge Reviews.
Here's Voo Doo from Mayday Games, which is a very fun, quirky little game. You can see the cartoon artwork, so the voodoo isn't taken very seriously. You're going to get a very short rule book that have the components listed, which is great, and some rules inside of it to kind of show you how to play. The game's very simple to understand. My only real big complaint, I understand why they did it. The scoring is here. It doesn't sit flat, but you can kind of flatten it down. But this is how the scoring will be utilized. I like the use of the box. One last thing I have to keep track of. This little guy is cool. Now, this appears to be just a first player token. It's a voodoo doll. But it's really neat because you really do have to hand it off, and some of the cards will play off of this. So it's not just something that will sit there. It's a very neat little piece. You can have some of these little doodobs that will, your colors are like half marbles. What they feel like. You're going to have some custom dice, which are very, very cool with different sides on them. Like it. And even though it kind of has that voodoo theme to it, the game really does use the humor of it and can be used with children too. These are more like tarot-sized cards. You're going to have a few different types. You can see from the artwork that it's really, really silly. That's really funny. And they're going to make you do some silly things during the game also, but everything is kind of played for laughs here. So there's not a, even though the theme may be a little dark or whatever for some, it's played with the humorous type of it. So it will be a mass appeal here. Let's take a look at the game. So I want to show you the scoring apparatus here. So what you'll be doing is every time you score a point, you'll be moving up, and you're trying to get to a certain number based on number of players. Anytime you go over the red skull, or go past it or land on it, you will draw from the red permanent deck. And this will give you a permanent disability for the game. Let's take a look at some of these. Lazy. Before passing the voodoo, complain about the difficulty of holding cards in your hand. If you forget, lose a point. So before you pass this on to the next player, remember I told you this is a very important piece, you have to be like, oh man, these cards are so heavy. Do something comical or funny. If you don't, somebody can call you out on it, and then they will score a point. Tired. Before passing the voodoo, gasp and breathe with difficulty. If you forget, lose 1 point. When you draw an artifact, first try to get it with your telekinesis power. If you forget, discard the artifact. So you're supposed to act silly. Before rolling the dice, make fun of the players with fewer points. If you forget, lose 1 card. Every time an opponent breaks a curse, you must encourage him or her to do better next time. If you forget, that opponent gains a point. So these are little funny things, but these are permanent. You cannot get rid of these. So on a turn, what you're going to do is you're going to roll these dice. If you don't like what you get, you can always discard one and re-roll the dice again, hoping to get whatever outcome that you're searching for. What you can do with the dice after your turn is you can discard any 2 dice from your ingredients and draw one of these curse cards. And let's take a look at some of these. Before rolling the dice, the target must jump. So what you're going to do on a turn is you're going to have these curses. Let's see what this one says. The target must talk and act like an aristocrat. Telekinesis. Or tickus. Before passing the voodoo, the target must laugh loudly. So these are just silly things the game will force you to do. The target must sneeze before passing the voodoo. The target must keep the index finger and the middle finger crossed on both hands. So you're superstitious. So you have to do that throughout the game. You can also spend 2 dice to draw one of these artifacts. Make a thunder noise. You can re-roll the dice. Smelling doll. Play and discard if someone has rolled the die. Laugh wickedly and cast the curse using the same dice as the current player's final ingredient bag. Very ugly doll. Play and discard when someone curses you. Shout out loud, forcing the player who cursed you to choose a different target. Rain dance. Make a thunder noise. You can re-roll the dice. Buggerous Ghost. Play and discard before the effect before placing on the table. Point somewhere and cry a ghost if someone turns you to score 2 points. So these will be very reactionary cards a lot of times that will help you, or these will be curses that you'll be playing down on somebody. Now, if you want to play one of these blue ones, remember it costs 2 dice to draw one, 2 dice to draw one. But if you want to play one of these are free to play, but normally they're just going to have, if something happens, then you will play it. Now, if you want to play a curse card on somebody, there will be a dice cost. This one I'd have to have 2 skulls and a blue asterisk, 2 green thingamajobbers, 2 blue bats, a skull, pumpkin, and a green star. So when I'm rolling these, I don't have any of that, so maybe I'll re-roll this hoping to get what I need in order to play one of my curses. Then you will play this curse on somebody, and they will get the curse card also. And the curse card just means you can't get hit with curses twice in a row. So if it's somebody else's turn and they're going to curse somebody, they can't curse the same person, so you can't just pile up on somebody. It's a very neat mechanism to keep it from just being attack this one person. At the end of your turn, you will pass the Voo Doo. This will trigger some of the cards, and it'll be the next player's turn. You continue going around until somebody gets enough points to win the game, but there can be a lot of things going on. Now, if you curse Sam, and I've cursed Sam, if he doesn't do this, I can call Sam out on this, nobody else can, and I will get a victory point, and then this will be discarded. So these curses in this deck can go away, where the permanent ones will stay there for the entire time. So Voo Doo is a game that's all about curses. But before you run away all spooked out and feeling unsafe, it's done in a humorous manner with humorous drawings and humorous things you'll be doing. So here's some examples. Whenever an opponent moves the scorekeeper pawn, he must cry as if he's burned. Ah! Ah! Oh! Kind of like that. Or, all the players without the Voo Doo must hum, whistle, or sing a silly tune for the rest of the game. For the rest of the game! Until that curse is taken away, right? Before passing the Voo Doo target, must scratch his or her head. You watch for that. Opponents must touch elbows to the table, must apologize when they have scoreboard. So sorry I scored points on you. I just feel so bad for that. Before one of the dice, target must croak like a frog. Ribbit. Wait, that's my frog. Before one of the dice, target must walk around the chair. Target must keep one hand on the table at all times. Target must stand on one leg. Before passing the Voo Doo, must say, aha, aha. Target must keep a card between 2 fingers. Before one of the dice, target must grow like a pig. And I'm falling over. And I would break the curse, right, because I fell over. Guys, this is really fun. It might seem like silly little things. I don't usually like games that make me do something funny, but I really like what they put on these cards. They're really easy to do. There's different levels of things, like putting a card between your fingers. I mean, who's going to be too embarrassed to do this, or walk around a chair? I mean, you're running like a pig at the table. Some people are going to be uncomfortable with that. And it's really funny, especially it happens to the right people, the people you want to see grunting like a pig. It's really funny. Now, this is a game I didn't have high hopes for, but it just blew me away. This game is really fun. It's one of those games where you read the rule book and you're just like, oh my gosh. This little Voo Doo guy, and it's so silly. But man, we were busting up laughing, and that's what you want from a party game. This game has skyrocketed to one of my favorite party games. I like Dixits and Mysteriums, and I like all those kind of games. I'm not usually into like the reverse charades and all that kind of stuff. This is one that blew my mind. It blew my mind because I was having so much fun and laughing, and that's what this one is all about. If you want to get a group of friends together, whether you're drinking or not, and you want to just laugh and do silly things and just, get into this mindset of I'm going to have a good time, this is it. It's also something you can do with your kids. My kids absolutely love and adore this game. They love doing the silly things. They like seeing mom and dad do the silly things. And it's just a hoot. And sometimes we just play till we win. Sometimes we play just to have fun. It's one of those games. But we're always laughing. And they love putting the curses on people. And one thing this game does brilliantly, it prevents you from cursing the same person over and over. They can't pick on dad all the time. They gotta start picking on each other sometimes. And it's super funny because they usually like picking on me and then they forget. I play this with adults, I play this with kids, I play this with family, I play this with my parents. This is a really, really, really fun game. If you don't have Voo Doo, there's a couple expansions that I'll talk about in a future edition. It is really, really good. It's a party game. If you're looking for Twilight Imperium 4, this isn't it. If you're looking for good, wholesome, laughing fun, this is it. You can play this in a church group. And there's a box limit. I think the box has 6 people. I don't see a whole reason why you can't go more if you want to. It's really just going to be downtime at that point. But the game is really fun. And it's more people having fun, the more people laughing is what this game is about. Total winner to me. If you like party games, check out Voo Doo. This is it. Thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate you tuning in. If you liked it, please like it and hit that little subscribe button. That really helps out the channel. Lets us know that you're getting the videos that you want. If you agreed or disagree with what I said, feel free to comment below. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and I promise that I will comment back. Thanks for watching, and everybody else, keep playing games.